769-63.
Let's stand up and call those home.
So you're Sam Pittman talking about the upcoming Tennessee game this weekend. Top 5 opponent coming into Razorback Stadium. I know people are really excited about that. And we'll talk about that coming up, I promise. There's plenty to discuss, plenty more from Sam Pittman momentarily. But do want to start with the passing of Pete Rose. 83 years old. There are not many more iconic baseball players in the history of the game that could outdo what he accomplished during his career. Of course, the all-time hits leader, 3-time World Series winner, 17-time All-Star, 2 times the Golden Glove winner, 160 home runs, over 1,300 RBIs. And again, I know I don't really want to unpack the can of worms about him being in the Hall of Fame or not, but man.
That's the fun part, right?
You want to do that?
Well, I mean, we can get to that. But, I mean, here's the thing with me and Pete Rose. I'm glad Bruce Stanton is here because we can lean on his experience. Pete Rose, the heyday. No. Just experienced.
If I call him old, seasoned.
I don't know where this is going.
Well, I'm 48, born in 1975. Pete Rose's career wasn't done, but the heyday was the early 70s, right? Mid-70s. The Big Red Machine. I wasn't old enough to know the glory days of him as a player. The thing that someone at my age, pushing 50, so I'll call myself old, all we remember is he bet on baseball and then lied about it repeatedly. That's the legacy I'm left with, and I think for Ty's generation and for that generation that's under the age of 35 or even 40, that's all you know about Pete Rose.
I agree with that. I grew up in the era where we all collected baseball cards. I'm 58. I was born in 66. So, the Reds were viewed as one of the premier franchises in Major League Baseball in the 70s. Dodgers, Reds, Yankees. And, when you grew up, most of the guys my age and older listening, you knew Bench, Rose, Concepcion, Morgan, Perez. That was the infield. And then you knew George Foster, Cesar Geronimo, Ken Griffey Sr. That was the outfit. That's the Big Red Machine. And Pete Rose was the engine that drove it. And we all, when we played Little League Baseball, dove head first and second and third base. We didn't have floppy hair like Pete Rose did, them Jimmy Houston bangs, but we played like he did. He taught us how to play hard. Yeah. And whether you liked him or not, as a player, you respected how hard he played and how well he hit the baseball. And when he had the hitting streak, it was on the national news. Walter Cronkite read it. Baseball was important in America back then. And, when he got the hits record and when he had his long hitting streak, it was in your face every day.
I think that the last part of the what you just said was baseball was important back then. And again, my generation, I'm familiar with who he is. I've seen him on Fox, and I've read his statistics and learned about him, listened to Phil, of course, doing halftime and talk about what he was able to do on a baseball field. But unless you saw him in person and the tenacity which he played, you didn't understand the type of player he was. When you watch athletes sometimes, there are guys that are talented, but you can tell that don't necessarily like to play the sport. Pete Rose was talented and loved the game of baseball.
He did. But again,
he was the Reds.
Well, the Reds were a pretty dang good team.
Yeah. Him and Johnny Bench, right? That'd be the two.
What hurts was he knew the rules. As passionate as he was, he still bet on baseball when he managed the team. And that's just like a cardinal sin. You can't do that. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Yes. Yeah. But you can't bet, especially when he was managing, you can't do that. Right. That's like me cooking the books at Pradco and say, well, we made $100 million this year. It's in my bank account, but I want to keep my job. There are certain lines in life you cannot cross.
Yeah.
You got personal relationships or certain things. You can't cross a line with your spouse. You can't cross a line, legally. He crossed the line.
Yeah. Then doubled down time and time again, repeatedly lying to different commissioners who really, I think, wanted to lay a pathway possibly for him to at least have the opportunity in his lifetime to be in the Hall of Fame, and that never came about.
But,
all right.
Yeah, textbook model as a player, though.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's hard to separate that. We'll talk more about that. We'll separate those two. That's where we begin. It's brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. The best brands, the best prices, and always a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. It's all at Wheels RV. Again, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale.
You're Sam Pittman on a Thursday afternoon and you're finalizing your game plan. And you say, hey, boys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw it 41 times and we're going to give Jaquindon Jackson 10 rushing attempts. Do you think that's a winning game plan?
We're trying to fix it, and I don't believe personnel change right now is going to help us. I think the only way that we can get better is maybe take a little bit of the pressure off, like I said, and run the ball a little bit more.
St. Brown's going to throw it back to Brown. Who had that on the bingo card? Touchdown Lions.
Charlie Hustle or the Hit King? What do you like better?
Well, I think Charlie Hustle really emphasizes how I played.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
All right, so let's start with what the caller addressed yesterday, talking about Arkansas not necessarily running the football. Taylor Green throwing it 41 times, had more dropbacks than that. Tennessee, Bruce, might have a better defensive line than Texas A&M does, which I think is a little scary for Arkansas fans.
They do. It's the strength of their team.
And based on what you saw on Saturday, you came in thinking this was going to be a close game. Tommy and I have talked to a bunch of listeners already this week. Not a single one thinks Arkansas is going to win. Now, the fans don't dictate the outcome of the game. We've known that. We've seen that happen in the course of sports history. But I don't know how much positive vibes Arkansas fans have heading into this game on Saturday.
Well, it's a road game in the SEC for Tennessee. Possessions matter. Possession of the football matters. I think Tennessee will play a lot like it did against Oklahoma. I think they're going to try to establish a 2-score lead, and if they get it, I think Heupel's maturing. He's getting a little Phil Fulmer in his veins, and he's, ball control, time of possession matters. He's got the fastest offense in NCAA, but when you're playing in a tight game or what you could be a tight game, sometimes that maturity makes you want to hand the ball off more and, get that game over with quicker.
And this isn't a game, if you're Tennessee, you can stumble upon and keep that Alabama-Tennessee game for all the marbles. That's going to be another huge crossroads in the SEC. It's going to be a huge crossroads with a 12-team playoff. And I know that's not the focus maybe within their four walls this Saturday, but somewhere there's got to be a conversation in the back of their heads. Maybe it's not on the forefront that, hey, if we want to make that game matter, because Alabama obviously raised the stakes with their win over Georgia, that Alabama-Tennessee game could be the next epic showdown in college football, and you can't lose at Arkansas and go have a game that has that magnitude.
Well, I mean, I've heard the logic, well, this is a trap game for Tennessee. They're going to overlook Arkansas because they're looking at Alabama and later Georgia. Well, guess what? They've had 2 weeks off. They're getting healthy. They got both starting tackles back. They've been fully focused on Arkansas. I'll equate it to selling. Just because Academy and Bass Pro aren't the size of Walmart, I'm going to give them my best effort if I have to call on them before I call on Walmart. Now, Walmart's the big one. I mean, that's where we make our dreams come true, but you got to win everywhere else too.
Mm-hmm.
And coaches coach the same way. Ty's not going to run by, a couple of barbecue shops and liquor stores on his way to somewhere else. If he can go in and sell an ad, he's going to sell an ad, right?
Exactly right. The Walls know you my name, by the way?
I don't know that he's going to run anywhere, though.
I'm going to jog.
Okay, there you go. He's just honest.
He's still skinnier than us.
Well, that's just true.
That is true.
Wait till he hits 30.
We're trending in the wrong direction, which, by the way, is coming up in 2 months. It's a little nerve-wracking.
Dirty 30.
As we, I heard Chuck. I've never heard "turn the calendar." That's just not something I've heard, but evidently is a Chuck Barrett phrase or an older generation phrase. But as we turn the calendar here to October, I realize I have 2 months left of being.
Mm-hmm.
You've never been in an office
in my 20s.
Where you got the calendar on the wall, and then the last day of the month or the first day of the month, you turn the calendar.
Flip it. Yeah, I have them for.
We got one right out there. About 20 feet from you.
It's big, but it gets ripped off. The old stuff gets ripped off. My grandmother gave me these 2 small calendars with parents' and families' birthdays on them. So those are the only calendars I have in my house.
I've only not had a paper calendar date book until about 2 years ago. I'm all digital now, but it took me that long to make that transition.
Well, as you can sometimes hear on this radio show from 9 to 11 a.m., I'm not always the most organized. So when it came to buying a house for the first time, I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't even know, frankly, what a mortgage was. I've heard it for 20-some-odd years. Thank God Ethan Adamson at First Financial Mortgage.
Now you'll get reminded every 30 days.
Yes, it's always fun. And I really appreciate everything that Ethan helped me with. He's been with the company now 10-plus years. First Financial has done mortgage stuff for over 90 years. And I know that I'm not the only one that has had a great experience with Ethan. They have 4.9 out of 5.0 rating on Google reviews, and they have more than double of any mortgage lender in the River Valley. So if you're looking for someone, if you're looking to buy a house, refinance, or you just have questions, call 479-782-9300 or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, member FDIC. You still have a mortgage you're paying?
Oh, yeah.
Or you paid off that house?
What a personal question.
Yeah.
We're personal.
How much do you weigh? How much money do you make?
One. I'm gonna guess more than me. I'm not.
What year were you born?
I'm not.
Tommy might pay you pretty good.
I'm happy here. That's what I'll say. I would do radio for free, but luckily I get paid from time to time.
As I've told you, marry for money so you can do radio for love.
Exactly.
I've been a sports writer and I've sold fishing lures. That's been my two jobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hadn't really worked.
Hey, real quick before.
So, you marry for money so you can fish for love, right?
That's right.
Well, I know you love your wife. I love your wife too. She's awesome, and she's
Where
one.
are we going with this?
She's one of my
I'm
favorite.
a little nervous over here.
Okay. I want to ask you before we get into our Pradco Pyramid of Power, Jane Daniels, former LSU quarterback, now quarterback.
Love him.
The Bears are like the Chicago Bears are sitting there like, we drafted the wrong guy.
He's on point. I mean, but there is no one that could play quarterback behind the Bears that would look good right now.
With that offensive line.
Washington had a pretty good team, just needed a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Robinson at running back, you got McLaurin, you got an A1 receiver, you got a decent offensive line. It's a lot better situation, and you've got a Super Bowl coach.
Do they have the best team in the NFC East? Can you
That's
say that over
question.
Philly? They're better than Dallas, and they're better than Giants.
Philly's been very inconsistent because their Alabama quarterback likes throwing the ball away and dropping it.
Giants aren't any
turnovers. If Jaden doesn't turn the ball over, yes,
Dallas
they
is
could
average.
be the best team.
They had a funny. Did you watch the latest Heisman commercial with him?
No.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I will give Nissan credit. They do a good job with those Heisman commercials that you watch from time to time. All right, you guys ready? We've
Let's
got 5 weeks of SEC football in front of us. It's time for the Pyramid of Power.
Who were the best football teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I'm actually really curious to where y'all go after what happened in
My
Tuscaloosa.
top
this
six
week.
has changed because Tommy wasn't here last week, and
He
I put
wasn't.
Arkansas in it.
You did?
They're not in it this week.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I've had Vanderbilt
tell.
in it.
Pray tell. Well, I mean,
I've had a
okay.
little fun with it.
All right.
I hope I would give
I've got a team with an A in it in here.
I would give
So,
I
anything
do
for
too.
Vanderbilt
It's
to
not
beat
Auburn.
Texas this year.
I spell it with a B though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm staying with Texas at the top. I know that they didn't blow out Mississippi State the way people thought they should blow out Mississippi State at home, but you've also, I mean, and we can have this discussion with Bama. Bama let a very good Georgia team almost come back and for 13 seconds took the lead. And maybe I don't know how that's not the game of the year that we've already seen. It's going to take a hell of a matchup to top what we got to see in Tuscaloosa. I got Texas still at number 1.
Well, this is why I'm continuously disappointed. In you.
All right. Well,
I hate games like that, Ty, because I had to get up at 3 a.m. and drive to Memphis to fish with Bill Dance, and that game would not end.
Oh,
I
back and
thought it was
forth.
going to be a blowout, and I couldn't go to sleep. Stayed up for the whole thing. But Alabama, you're playing Georgia. You're the only team to beat Georgia in 3 years. Jalen Milroe showed why he is a top Heisman candidate with that last pass. A lot of composure. They knew they were going to win. They're the best team in the SEC until someone.
Are we
beats
going to be
them.
in a situation that we saw a couple years ago where you have a couple Heisman finalists from the state of Alabama? Because a couple years ago you had Najee Harris,
I know
Mac
you ain't
Jones,
talking about no one from Auburn.
and Devontae Smith. Is Ryan Williams also going to be up in New York with his counterpart, Milroe? You can't as a 17-year-old?
Too early.
Okay.
I mean, he's had one outstanding game. But no, I got Bama number 1.
Okay. I would have to side. Tommy, I would have to side with Bruce on this one.
I'm going to bet Texas is number 2 on your list.
No, they're not.
They're not. Okay. Well, I got Bama number 1A.
Okay.
I mean, it's close, and they're going to settle it on the field. But
in Atlanta, hopefully, because they don't play in the regular season.
The regular season. But
you know, when you give your little brother a 10-yard head start and a 100-yard dash when y'all were young, give him a head start, and then you'll catch up to him and beat him at the end. That's what Georgia did. They gave him first quarter head start, 28-0.
Yeah.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided, well, we probably need to start playing little football, and they did. And I think most people thought, wow, Georgia came all the way back, it's going to win this game, and their defense kind of let them down there at the end, which you thought their secondary was one of their strengths. But no, I mean, based on the opponent and the way they destroyed Clemson at the beginning of the year, and you know, Kentucky, everybody's getting on Georgia for that close Kentucky game. Kentucky's pretty good. Georgia's number 2 in the SEC.
Okay.
All right. So I got Texas 1, Bama 2. You got Bama 1, Georgia 2. So you're really not. You're really not going to like this. I got Tennessee at 3.
Nope, I don't have that either.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
I mean, Texas they've been number 1.
Okay.
I know they looked unimpressive against Mississippi State. They're kind of getting by. But they got an open date to get ready for Oklahoma. And I think that's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a close game. Oklahoma's getting better, and I think they got their quarterback. Their defense is very good. But Texas, they're number 3.
And this is the biggest disagreement we've ever had on this top 6.
You guys are all
right,
over
I got
the
Georgia
place.
at 4. I mean, they're probably better than that, but I've got Georgia at 4. They're the ones that fell behind, had to use it all the way, use every bit of the gas in the tank to have a chance at the end, and then still couldn't close the deal. I got Georgia at 4.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it pragmatically. Tennessee, until one of the top 3 teams gives me a reason for Tennessee to jump them, I'm not ready to jump them yet.
All right, so we got the same 4 teams. We just have them in a
They're
completely jumbled mess compared to the 2 lists.
Well,
all right,
5.
let's see if we can agree on something here. I got Missouri at 5.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We found common ground.
Coach Drink.
Missouri at 5.
Okay.
And then I bet 6 I don't know, we might agree. I got A&M at 6.
I got LSU.
You got LSU? I could put LSU there. I don't know that you can make a case yet for OU.
No.
But I put A&M, just put that defensive line and that running game with Moss there at the end, my goodness. I guess because it's the recency bias, but I got A&M at 6.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. I just think LSU, their loss was USC, probably more of a quality loss than Notre Dame. But yeah, you could go either way.
All right, so
A&M's got to play Missouri though, so one of them ain't going to be in it next week.
That's right. All right, so I got Texas, Bama, Tennessee, Georgia, Missouri, A&M. You've got Bama, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Missouri, LSU.
Yeah.
So all right. Even though we're in nowhere near the same order, we're pretty close on it. We agree at least on the
we obviously
the group of
didn't
teams.
copy off each other.
No,
on the test.
no, we had some different thoughts and a different opinion.
You're not getting taken to the office. I would have to, and I thought the Michigan was going to be the biggest win thus far this season, but I know they beat USC, but that does not look like a great team offensively, and their defense is taking a step back from where they were. So I would say the best win of the season thus far has to be Alabama's win over Georgia.
Oh, absolutely.
In that game. So I would probably have Bama at 1, but I don't know if I would drop Texas that low either. So Georgia.
So how would you rank them?
I would put Bama at 1, Texas at 2, Georgia at 3, Tennessee at 4, Missouri at 5. Recency bias or not, I would probably still have LSU. I know they just lose home opener, or they lose openers, I should say. So I'd put LSU at 6.
Okay.
But I still think you're gonna. I think if any team remain on your schedule to upset, LSU's your best bet. You're coming off a bye. They're playing Ole Miss the week before, and that defense is not a vintage LSU defense.
Lane didn't look too good Saturday.
No, they fell out of the top 6.
I talked. Matt had the best characterization of them on Hog Reaction. They're soft. Like their coach is soft. He gets cold in Fayetteville. That's a soft program, and I jumped the gun on them, and I shouldn't have. It emulates from that school. Like you can't not be soft and go to Ole Miss. It infects the football team and the program. They're not done losing.
Kentucky's got a lot of heat for losing to South Carolina the way it did. But that's a gritty football team. They play like their coach. That's a gritty football
Their
team.
quarterback is dressed up in a puffer jacket before he walks into a field that's about to be like 80 or 90 degrees. Yeah. No chance they don't stop losing this year.
All right, so water temperature starting to cool down a little bit. Are we changing anything in the way we're fishing?
No, we're fishing shallow. We're throwing Rebel Pop R's, top water baits, Booyah Boss Pop. We're throwing spinner baits, double willow Booyah blade, and chartreuse, white and chartreuse. And, we're power fishing.
River or lakes right now? Which is working? Both?
You can fish Dardanelle, Ozark Pool, Fort Smith Pool, up Lee Creek, or you can go to Beaver, Table Rock, Eufaula. It's all going to be about the same. Them fish are getting up shallow. Hopefully they're pulling a little water and you can fish the points, make it easy. But I go top water, especially days like we've had the past few days where it's been real cloudy.
All right, Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com. Your favorite tackle store is going to have what you're looking for. It's all made by Pradco. Bruce, good to see you, and we'll regroup again next Tuesday.
Just remember, all the orange you see, it's not escaped criminals this week. Tennessee fans coming to town. It's not the highway crew.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here. HitThatLine.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
I didn't think you had it in you. I'm your huckleberry.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything, service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hogcats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hey, it's your Hog Update this morning. Sam Pittman had plenty of things to say yesterday, including on the health of a couple secondary players, and Jalen Braxton, Hudson Clark. Here's what he shared.
Well, I don't feel great about Braxton, but I feel pretty good about Clark. You know, he practiced last week. I believe he could have played if we really needed him to. You know, Stewart went down. He was sick. But I didn't feel real confident with Clark. Not that he couldn't play. I didn't feel confident. I thought he was doing it more for the team than what his body physically could handle. And so we elected not to play him at that point. But I think we just got to get his confidence that he can hit somebody. And I think he's closer, obviously a lot closer than he was last week.
Secondary play didn't seem to be a major issue last week. That kid only threw for 163 yards. I'm blanking. Is it Clark, Tommy? Why am I blanking? It's Marcel Reed. Marcel Reed. I drew a blank for a sec. 163 yards. He's 50% completion. You need all hands on deck for Saturday when you go up against Nico and that Tennessee offense, which Tennessee a lot of times, honestly, gets what's the word I'm looking for? They get cast as this team that throws it 60 times a game. They run the football a lot, and they've got a good rushing attack. So Arkansas is going to have to stymie the run as they have for most of this season, and then hopefully get some lucky passes going the other way against Tennessee's offense this weekend.
Yep, and you've got to do a better job of winning those battles at the line of scrimmage. I know that's the obvious point, but that's where it begins, and their defensive line is going to be a struggle for Arkansas. So hopefully you can get into the bye week. Coach, every week you're holding your breath about all the injuries and who you can get back, and you already played the clip there. Hopefully you get through this game without anything that sets you back for the rest of the year. But you need a bye week badly right now, and you're going to get one after this game. Saw that they're striping out for Saturday, Tommy. Okay. I don't know the sections here and there, but they're trying to add to this game on Saturday night. Also, we mentioned this a little bit yesterday. The tip-off tour
Is this something you're interested in going in Hot Springs or in Pine Bluff?
Here's the thing. Coach mentioned this at I was at the Team Luke event that he spoke at, and he mentioned the Hot Springs and the Pine Bluff red-white games they were going to play. They're also going to do an event where, and I thought this was neat, and he spoke a lot about trying to teach his players to be servants of others and to, if you'll help others advance, it'll advance yourself, and things along those lines. They're going to do a thing where they're going to give away free shoes, but they're going to wash the feet of the people that are in need of these shoes.
Wow.
And I think you're going to hear more about that. And I know that's a little bit biblical in a lot of ways, but I think that's the lesson he's going to teach. And also, I mean, listen, it takes some humbleness to be willing to do that. And that's what, that's exactly what he kind of spoke to that night. And I think we'll hear more about that as we get closer to that event. It's not just going to be a giveaway of shoes and those things. It's, I think that's going to be a team building, personal building moment for those young men.
Last thing here, Blessing Collegiate, or sorry, the why am I blanking on what it's called? The Blessings Collegiate Invitation was going on right now in Northwest Arkansas the next couple days. After the opening round, Arkansas is tied for third with BYU trailing Mississippi State and LSU. So right now in the top three amongst the leaders early on in Northwest Arkansas.
We need to take our next time they have a big tournament out there, we need to get the show out there, because I think it'd be a neat place to be, number one, and number two, just a beautiful spot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big time tournament out there.
I have not been there since my sophomore year of college. We got a chance to interview Coach Sean Estes Taylor back then. I think the men's golf. I think Coach McMakin was there too, but it's been quite some time. All right, that is your hog update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
My new brother-in-law is a member out there. So
really?
He was like, yeah, we should go play out there sometime. I was like, I don't know if I'm good enough to actually play out there.
You're not, and I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Stop sandbagging.
No. That course will make a grown man cry. From what I hear, I've never played it. I've never been on the grounds. I went to the gate once and they turned me around. I mean, just get. Hey, who are you? Get out of here.
Get out there.
I've had a few invites to play, and I'm going to take one of those invites up here pretty soon. But that is not an easy golf course. In fact, the NCAA came in and looked at it for the national championship once and said it's too hard.
Yeah. Well, can we
to ease up on some things?
Can we bring up something good? I found this on some show notes this morning. Back on this day that Tyler Wilson threw for 510 yards.
That happened to be against A. Was that A&M?
A&M.
Deep right is wide open. Touchdown, Arkansas, 68 yards.
The good days before, you lost 10 of 11 or
That's
9
great wide
10
receivers to go
or
with
whatever,
them.
whatever it was in that regard. All right, we've got a lot more to get to here on the Morning Rush. We've got our Morning Rush daily question coming up in just one bit. Your calls and texts are welcome. I know that people are still reacting to what happened this weekend. Maybe you've moved on to what you think is going to happen this weekend against the Tennessee Volunteers.
It's National Taco Day. I heard Chuck and Bo talk about that this morning. Taco Day, and it's Taco Tuesday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. $1 tacos all day long. Lunch and dinner, you can munch down on some tacos today at Joe's Grill and Cantina. And don't forget, for the game Saturday, they'll be there with half-price apps and taps when the game cranks up at 6 o'clock. It's Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
I also do want to share a wild story about this Arkansas couple that was allegedly trying to sell their 2-month-old baby at a campground. I'm not kidding. This is courtesy of WREG that was reporting this news. We'll share more about that coming up in just a bit. You probably thought about selling Dylan before. Not your daughters, but Dylan once or twice, right?
Sell you, maybe.
You couldn't get a lot.
Y'all are talking about lane camping going to Eugene, Oregon. Who wants to live in a tree house in the rain all the time?
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, this is Arkansas wide receiver Isaiah Satania, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
This is Ricky Young with Mr. Cabbage Head and the Screaming Radishes, vegetable-related rock for a healthier lifestyle. When we have any problem at all, we call 782-8940.
It's a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Cabot Saturday, October 12th through Sunday, October 13th. On Saturday, doors are open from 9 a.m. to 5 and Sunday from 9 to 3. Tickets are just $10 per person, $8 for veterans, military, and police. Children 16 and under are free. American Patriot Promotions, providing the #1 gun shows in Arkansas. Check us out, AmericanPatriotPromotions.com for other events and details.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook.
With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com. Cart Pass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
All right, so the crux of sports talk radio for 30 years has been based on the question we're going to ask this morning. With the passing of Pete Rose, everyone's got an opinion on this. Should Pete Rose be put in the Hall of Fame? Should he be allowed to be on the ballot for the Hall of Fame? And that's the question today is, as we talk and remember about the career as a player and also, the blemishes on the legacy of Pete Rose this morning, who is one of the greatest to ever play in many of our lifetime. You never got to see him play. I don't have a great working memory of him as a player. My working memory in my lifetime of Pete Rose is the gambling issues, the lying about the gambling, the dealing with the different commissioners and never coming clean till it was too late. On the gambling matters with Pete Rose. So that's the question. That's the question today. Should he be posthumously put into the Hall of Fame or allowed to be on the ballot for the Hall of Fame?
Well, texting Phil before the show, it's a permanent. It's not a lifetime ban. Lifetime insinuates that he can't be put in the Hall of Fame as long as he's alive. Permanent means post his death, right? And so obviously he's dead at 83 years old. I've always come from the perspective that he should be. I'm not as knowledgeable about baseball as Phil or some other callers that have grown up in the sport. But
Chuck put it best this morning. I thought just breaking down his playing career, you could have 200 hits for 20 seasons in a row and still be short of what Pete Rose accomplished in his career.
And
that's a record that won't be touched.
In my opinion, there's guys that you look at in the Hall of Fame that either did egregious things or you feel like they shouldn't be a part of it, and they are. And then it's also a condition of, certain writers just don't like certain players. And they won't put guys in because of that, because of a personal relationship, which have nothing to do whatsoever with what happens on a baseball field. So, yes, he should be in. You cannot tell the story of baseball.
I agree.
It's the same question we had about Mike Leach. Now, Mike Leach technically didn't qualify because of a percentage, and I haven't got an update if they're going to make an exception for him or not. But can you tell a story of baseball without Pete Rose?
Nope.
Hell no.
Can't tell the 70s.
So how can this guy not be a member of the most prestigious class within the sport?
So you say he should?
Yes, he should.
I agree.
Absolutely. You cannot.
I think you got to separate what he did as a player versus his transgressions as a manager. And again, not that it matters because betting is betting. But you never bet on him to lose. All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. It's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Yes, I was texting the fellas yesterday, Christian Olsen, Nate Garahan. They want to tell everyone that it is a great spot to watch NFL games, especially Monday and Thursday night. They can always host your corporate functions, events, birthday parties, baby showers, stock the bar. It doesn't matter. If you haven't checked out their facility, do so at cartpathsocial.com. You can get on both of their social medias on Instagram and on Facebook. You're going to be amazed. And when you stop by in person in Lowell, you'll be blown away as well. It's the best golf facility, not just in Northwest Arkansas, but in all of Arkansas. You can play over 500 courses. cartpathsocial.com. The getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
Larry Rath remembers the Big Red Machine. Larry, he joins us now. Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You probably remember those, the early 70s. It was all about Pete Rose and the Reds.
Oh, yeah, and he was just unbeatable. I mean, he just performed every time. Yeah, he should totally be in the Hall of Fame.
Larry, stopped by. I saw a couple guys yesterday, Mr. Phillip, Mr. Tanner. They got me hooked up at the Meineke Car Care Center and needed an oil change after coming back from Dallas, Texas. I think the great thing about it is like that text you get with the link, it shows every single step that they inspect within your vehicle. You're just not going to get that anywhere else.
Isn't that nice the way they keep you up to speed on everything that's happening with your car as it's happening? And they're sending you texts, they're sending you pictures of anything they're seeing underneath your car when they're doing this complete inspection. And, that inspection's worth a lot, and it's free when you come in and get your car taken care of at the Meineke Car Care Center. You're going to have a complete record of everything that's going on with your car. You're going to know if there's something that needs to be taken care of right now or maybe something that you need to start thinking about. It's down the road a little bit. We keep you posted with all that, and it's just one part of rolling with Wrath and a better way to drive, and we'd love to take care of your car for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. And you were talking about Phillip and Tanner, Carter, those guys back there, they really know how to take care of cars, and they know how to take care of folks. They'd love a chance to earn your business in the Meineke Car Care Center. Tires, buy 3, get 1 free going on right now. Half off brakes. If you're needing brakes taken care of, they can do that for you right now. They've got easy finance plans in the Meineke Car Care Center as well. If you're needing some help with that, maybe it's a major repair or something you just weren't quite ready for, we can help you with that as well, and would love a chance to do that in the Meineke Car Care Center. The best thing you can do right now, though, is trade that thing in, get yourself a road-ready, certified used car from Wrath Auto Resources with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. We've got a good selection of them, cars, trucks, SUVs, all the most popular makes and models right here in one place, so you don't have to drive all over town. Come in and talk to one of our friendly non-commissioned solution specialists. Let them help you find just exactly the right car, and then leave it up to them to get the price and payment where it suits your budget. That's what we do for folks. We'd love a chance to do that with you as well, get you driving better and something nicer and newer. From Wrath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, we're just north of Phoenix on Towson. And check us out online at rathauto.com.
It's Wrath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Wrath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Larry, excuse me. I was thinking about David. Larry, appreciate the time as always, man.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day, and let's get Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
Well, it sounds like they were 3 for 3. Big C, what do you think? Rose in or out of the Hall of Fame?
I hear what you guys are saying about his career and how great he was, but I don't have like a good opinion about him just based on those type of things. And
does it matter
he put like a stain on the game, and I don't know that you can wipe it off. But does he deserve it as a player? Yes, and that's ultimately what it comes down to.
I just don't think you can always just sweep the ugliness under the rug.
Yeah,
and I understand. Maybe you don't put him in the Hall of Fame, but they've got to be a part of Cooperstown. That you can't tell the story of the game. You've got to figure out because what do you do with all steroids guys? Shoeless Joe Jackson. You could go on and on about the blemishes. The public doesn't forget. History doesn't forget the bad and only create the good. This isn't government propaganda. This isn't university propaganda. You can't only just tell the good stories or write a great headline in a loss. Sometimes you've got to understand the peaks and the valleys when you tell the story of something that. Baseball is the only sport that there's games in the 1800s, the 1900s, and obviously the last 24 years of the century.
Is it sports washing of sorts if you try and get him in nowadays? Is that a proper term?
I don't know.
Or is that too extreme when it comes to something?
I don't have a problem with the ban, but and I think he could have solved his own problem just by being honest. And I think that's the part that still sticks with the executives of baseball and the last couple of commissioners. He could have told the truth, and he'd probably already be in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. But he chose to lie.
Also do want to mention, we didn't get to this yesterday, either Pete Rose and the passing of Dikembe Mutombo, who was one of my favorite players back in the day. There's an iconic video of him and Michael Jordan talking about one another, how he's like, you were never going to dunk on me, and it finally happened. It's, of course, the epic finger wag, but he passed away, unfortunately, too. So we've had 2 icons, one in basketball, one in baseball. Pete Rose, of course, unfortunately, at 83 years old. And I think, if I remember correctly, 58 years old, passing away of cancer. So I played that clip of Tyler Wilson passing it to Darius Wright. We know that team back in 2011 went 11-2. It's one of the better teams recent in the last 2 decades or so. As we sit here 3-2 with this football team heading into a colossal matchup against the Tennessee Volunteers, which I haven't heard a single fan tell me this week they're going to win. Again, that doesn't necessarily lead to a loss, but there's not a lot of, people are excited to go watch the game, but not exactly feeling confident this team's going to pull it out. What is a reasonable expectation in this remaining 7 games? 877-377-6963. I think a reasonable expectation would be to beat LSU, Louisiana Tech, and Mississippi State. Those 3 games. I think that is a reasonable expectation. LSU's playing Ole Miss the week before. You got to bye before you play them. It's a night game at home. That's the upset pick you need to win. And the Mississippi State's terrible. Even on the road, you should beat those guys. Louisiana Tech. That gets you 6 wins. I think that is a reasonable expectation with where Arkansas football could remain in the next 3 games.
All right, big Saturday night coming up in Fayetteville, and if you're planning for the LSU game after the bye, or you're planning for the Ole Miss game, if you're looking for a place to stay, our friends at the End of the Mill can always find you a great room with an oversized suite, conveniently located to everything you love in Northwest Arkansas. Maybe you're coming up for the Justin Moore concert, or maybe you've got another event at the AMP, or you want to take your family out to Crystal Bridges. That's the great thing about the Inn at the Mills. It's close to everything in Northwest Arkansas. 479-443-1800, 443-1800, or online at inatthemill.com.
Ben's in Fayetteville. He wants to go back to a Pete Rose story from back in the day. Ben, you're on the Morning Rush. Go ahead.
Guys. Yeah, good morning, guys. Whenever I was a kid, my Little League team I was on was called the Reds, and we won our city. I got to go down to Plant City as a little kid and spend a day on the field with the Cincinnati Reds, win Pete Rose, King Griffey Sr., Mario Soto, Dave Concepcion. It was amazing. So that was, I've still got an autographed glove and an autographed ball.
That's awesome.
But to say keep Pete Rose out, I think is ironic because there's some people in other Hall of Fames, Ray Lewis, that was involved in something pretty precarious, and he's worshipped. Ray Lewis, I mean, you all know the story in Baltimore. Pete Rose gambled as a coach, didn't do anything as a player. You're absolutely right, Tommy. Nobody will ever touch him in the hits.
No.
And Ty, good take, man. You can't tell a story of baseball without Pete Rose. You guys take care. You're the best. I don't care what anybody says about you.
Ben,
you're the only one that says that, Ben.
Ben, thanks for the call. I think the first off, the cool point that Ben just made is the connection that he still has to Pete Rose and Concepcion and Griffey Sr. to this day. Like those are moments that you cherish and remember. And I don't have those because I didn't grow up watching Pete Rose, but that was one of the things that we were discussing for this morning is, Tommy, a good chunk of our audience vividly remembers watching this guy and was a part of their childhood.
I'm 48 and I don't remember much about Pete Rose. I do remember my dad having me in the living room when he broke the hits record. So, I remember him. And I think Pete Rose's last game, we did the same thing. I don't know, a long time ago. Hey, Art's Barbecue Burgers and More open for lunch today. They are open Tuesday through Saturday. So, hey, you can go in today and, get you some baby back ribs, get you some tender brisket that's just come off the smoker. I love the selection and the variety at Art's. Great salads. The burgers are hand-patted and always fresh. Get some of those hand-cut fries with it or those homemade onion rings as well. Hey, how about Art's today for lunch? Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us.
Is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the number one customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jim. They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jim Mart number 10. Great deli. My goodness. Great lunch, great dinner. But have you had the breakfast yet? It's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jim Mart number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jim, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We are live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, and thank God for Gail Rainwater. Gail, I've got my sister's wedding. She's approved one of the suits you picked out for me. Man, I really appreciate all you've done for me these last couple of years because I've been to like 40-some-odd weddings.
Glad that she approved it. We always get you looking sharp. I know you get a lot of compliments on everything. We appreciate it.
When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you.
Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high this afternoon, upper 70s north, upper 80s south. Clear, cool tonight. Overnight low, upper 40s north, mid 50s south. And Wednesday, lots of sunshine, upper 70s to lower 80s. Thursday, lots of sunshine, a high warmer in the upper 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
I want to play a night game in our stadium, so I'm excited about that. Excited about Tennessee coming out. Fans should be excited about it. You know, top 4 team in the country, and it's just going to be much better to do the hog walk, come in here and get out there where they got to worry about noise for once, in a while, and we don't. And I think it will help us.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
And Tommy Kraft.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those. Oh.
Got a chance to hear from Sam Pittman yesterday talking about this past weekend in Arlington, Texas, and the upcoming weekend in Fayetteville, Arkansas. 1 home game in the first 5 of the season. 5 of your last 7, though, right here in Fayetteville, including a massive one this weekend against the Tennessee Volunteers. What's Tom Murphy think about what happened in Jerry World? What does he think about this weekend? We'll hear from him coming up.
Hey, brought to you by the Fence Man, the company we trust with anything involving fencing, gates. We've needed them at our tower sites. I've needed them at our home. Anytime you need a fence, we call the Fence Man. You should do the same thing. I noticed yesterday going into a neighborhood, someone had run through someone's fence. They needed someone like the Fence Man to come and repair that fence and make it look just like it was before that accident. So you never know when things are going to happen or when you're going to need fence repairs, or if you bought a home with powered automatic gates and you need someone to service those, the Fence Man's there for you as well. 782-3936, 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Tom, got a chance to listen to all of Sam Pittman yesterday, and I don't know what's more concerning, that the health of the defensive backs or the health of the tight ends. We welcome you in this morning. What do you think's a bigger issue heading into Saturday?
I think it's the tight ends. Good morning, everybody, because, between Luke Haas with his back situation, and you could tell that was ailing him, and the fact that Paschka is out, and, it was concussion protocol. And I want to say he's missed 2 games, so that's got to be, a big one. And then Ty Washington has been battling something, so they could be in a world of hurt there. And Sam kind of spelled it out yesterday that the big physical D lines that they've been facing the last few weeks have started to rack up their toll on these linebackers, these tight ends who are 240, 250, 260, and they're going up against big guys. So. That's been an issue. And then in the defensive backfield, Hudson Clark dressed last weekend, didn't play. So it looks like his availability might be a lot closer this week. And then Jalen Braxton, this tendonitis / bone bruise has really kind of lingered.
Mm-hmm.
And there were times earlier, a couple of weeks ago, where Sam Pittman sounded kind of eager, and then this week he didn't sound as good. So don't know exactly what's happening there, but he was their best cornerback. But honestly, with Singletary and Teion Stewart and Marquise Robinson, they've held up fairly well. Now, Stewart did miss. He got outmaneuvered on kind of an in and out cut.
Yeah.
That got him off balance and then broke a tackle on the big touchdown by A&M. But otherwise, their cornerbacks have been fairly solid.
You mentioned the defensive play there. I don't think that's been the main issue through 5 games. And honestly, it wasn't special teams last game. It was the offense. We've seen what Bobby Petrino has done with offenses over the years. What can he do with this unit to turn things around these next 7 games, Tom?
Well, the most important thing goes beyond, in my view, goes beyond the X's and O's, and that is having Taylor Green play with confidence. And so that means he's got to be comfortable with what the blocking schemes are, that his guys are going to hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee's got a D end. Some of the D ends have given them trouble, including Nick Scorton last week for A&M, who had 4 tackles for loss, and of course the game-deciding strip, and then Shamar Stewart, the guy who blew up the mesh. So their tackles have got to hold up better, and Taylor Green's got to be more comfortable in the pocket. Honestly, I thought in the second quarter last week he was just rattled because almost every snap they were in on him. He did settle down, to his credit, and kept his eye down the field and stayed in the pocket better in the second half. But that's a lingering thing. Some of their plays take a little longer to develop. Some of their pass routes, their crossing stuff. So it's incumbent upon Bobby Petrino to give them some outlets in the hot game, which I've been talking about for a couple of weeks. Obviously, he's been doing this a lot longer. He knows the best ways to have the hot route game work for them, throwing behind the blitzers and things like that, and hitting them with screens, hitting them with draws, and just trying to pop through. So all that's got to be on the table against Tennessee, because the blueprint is out there for teams to pressure. Another thing that's hurt them is just the timing. When the snap is just a little bit off and Talon has to go to his left or right to collect it, that's thrown the timing of some plays off. And obviously sometimes his brain gets to going a little fast, and he's kind of on the move as the snap gets there. And if he's kind of going to the right and the snap goes to the left, he's dropped some of those, and they've thrown the timing off. And it's all part and parcel of running an efficient operation.
Yeah. So now I was just, having conversation like we've all had the last day or two, and Taylon Green and his progress and where he's at always comes up. And I kind of described it like this. I'd love to hear your take on it. He doesn't always make good decisions, but he doesn't always have time to make good decisions. And I think another second or two, they've got to find him another, 2 seconds is an eternity back there. He's got to have enough time to make good decisions.
Yep. You could boil down all their offensive issues right now to that. He's got to have time to be able to see, process and deliver. And that's been an issue in some of the games. The Oklahoma State game, there was numerous plays where if he could have gotten the ball out a little quicker, they're going to have bigger strikes. So, look, I really, really like the kid. He's come in. He's been open. He's done a lot of interviews with us. I was slightly concerned that his career completion percentage was like 57, 58% at Boise. And as you see now, it's hovering around, I think, 54 for the Razorbacks, with a lot of tough defenses to go. There's a lot on his plate. He understands that as a quarterback. There's a lot of mental toughness you have to play for Bobby Petrino. And he seems to be doing okay, but they've really got to, the O-line and tight ends, backs, they've got to protect for him this week, because Tennessee, James Pierce it was a preseason first-team All-SEC DN. He doesn't have huge numbers yet, but he's drawing double teams, and other guys on their defense have profited from the attention he's getting.
Yeah. What'd you think of special teams this past weekend? We were kind of grading that out. You had the punt that goes out of bounds just outside of the pylon, inside the 1 yard line. You had the successful fake punt that advanced the chains. You did have the field goal attempt on the fake there that didn't go so well. But I thought all in all, the special teams may have had their best 4 quarters of the season. What was your takeaway?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Being perfect on field goals is a big start. But, when Max Fletcher transferred out, I just thought, he had such a great year. He had a huge leg. He wasn't great at pinning punts inside the 15, inside the 10. But I thought that was a huge loss. And it turns out Devin Bale is a phenomenal punter, kid from Northern Colorado. He's a great athlete. Apparently, he caught a cramp on the kickoff that he made the tackle on against Auburn 2 weeks ago, which is just stunning that he's down there running with the lead wave and, penetrates a blocker and makes a great open field tackle. So he's been phenomenal. I'll say this: there's a lot of carping about how they've lost, the Oklahoma State and the A&M game. But this coaching staff, they went into that game with an aggressive mindset. They had that fake punt. They let Bale decide if these certain guys turn their back, and you're rolling out with a rugby-style looking punt, then you go. And he made it work. Apparently A&M got off of their norm on the fake field goal, and it didn't work. I kind of advocated at that point, go ahead and kick your field goal. You may have to take a timeout before that play. But, yes, I think the special teams were on point. And, the game planning for the Razorbacks really on both sides of the ball has been pretty sharp this season.
Tom Murphy's our guest, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports. His conversation is brought to you by Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, when it comes to the rest of the way, and I don't necessarily want you to give me a prediction, but you got 7 games left. What is reasonable for Arkansas fans in this next 7 games? Like, how should they feel heading into this final SEC stretch?
Well, I mean, the truth be told, if you look at it right now, you think they might be favored in only 2 games, at Mississippi State and against Louisiana Tech, because all the rest of the teams, I believe, are ranked right now. So they're going to have to pull off a home upset, whether that's LSU or Ole Miss, or go on the road and beat Missouri, which I don't think is out of the question. But here's the thing. What do the next couple of games look like? If they don't fare well against Tennessee, what's the team morale going to be like when they go play Mississippi State in a few weeks after, Tennessee open date, and I think LSU, and then Mississippi State. What will they feel? What will they be like then? Mississippi State's performance against Texas last week, I think for them had to be somewhat heartening, even though it was a pretty big separation. They scored, and Texas only scored 38. So I think to go 3-4 the rest of the way and make a bowl, if I'm a Razorback fan, that's priority one, and anything beyond that's a little bit gravy right now, given the strength of that schedule.
We get to see Rashad Dubinion this weekend. Apparently, he's coming off that suspension. I know that it's been predominantly Roddy Hill and Braylon Russell filling in. We going to see R-Dub this weekend, Tom?
Well, we're definitely going to see him dressed out on the sideline, and I think I said this with you guys last week. He's one of my guys. I did my Hog Future on him, talked to his coach. Really like Rashad Dubinion. You remember I asked him, I guess it was last spring. I can't remember when I asked him, but it was when Rocket transferred, A.J. Green, Augustov and Dominic, all of them transferred. And why did you stay? And he was like, I came to play for Arkansas, and it's really not about the NIL money with me. And if you're a Razorback fan, that means something to you. And coming out of camp, I thought it was 1A and 1B, him and Jaquindon, although it appeared Jaquindon probably had earned the starting running back job. And he's certainly done nothing he's been a phenomenal running back. But I really thought Dubinion might be the second guy, and it hasn't panned that way. We're seeing glimpses of Braylon Russell that say this kid's going to be a big back who's going to move piles. He does not have a tackle for loss against him this year. And then Rodney Hill, the speed guy, throw him screens. He's done pretty well too. I'd like to see Dubinion get a chance. The Kansas Bowl game, he showed he can be a premier tailback on this level.
Yeah. You expecting a larger crowd Saturday night for Tennessee than we saw for UAB, which was, I don't want to say historic crowd, but a above average crowd for an opponent of that magnitude? What kind of atmosphere do you think fans will create on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think I don't see why it wouldn't be right at a sellout. Hey, there's still good hope in this season. It's a night game. It's the second campus game, in game number 6, and I think Tennessee fans are going to travel for this one. They think they've got themselves a barn burner team, and honestly, the results so far and how they look on the field, I don't see why they shouldn't be able to compete with Georgia and Bama, the top teams in the SEC this year.
All right, Tom, appreciate it. We'll do it again Thursday as we move closer to the action on Saturday night.
Sounds like a deal, guys. See ya.
All right, Tom Murphy with us every Tuesday, and it's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Hey, the Ultimate Burger Showdown has been happening all month in September. Now we've moved into October, and the Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the inaugural Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. They have been on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger in Arkansas. And here's what's going to happen. There was 2,600 restaurants and burgers nominated across the state of Arkansas. The top 10 finalists will be announced October the 11th. So we'll have those details coming up. And the winner of the inaugural Arkansas's Best Burger Contest will be announced on Halloween Day, October the 31st. They're celebrating the best burgers in Arkansas. May the best beef win. We'll be keeping you updated on the top 10 burgers in the state from all the nominations. And they bring you Tom Murphy every Tuesday, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
I got your SEC update coming up again in a little bit. Hugh Freeze had some more comments, plus we'll unpack some more Southeastern Conference news next on the Morning Rush.
Laura needs to get a tune-up, it sounds like, then.
Well, I'm all for that. I don't know what that includes, but I'm for it.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
He struck him out swinging. This is historic. You've never seen anything like this before.
This is the Morning Rush.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for what.
They're going to beat somebody really good. I don't know what week that will come. It will happen this year. I would almost guarantee it. It will happen. It's just, will it happen against Tennessee? Will it happen against Texas? Will it happen against Missouri, who at that point might be playing for their playoff lives? They're going to get somebody. The problem is they also could get got by somebody that shouldn't get them. And that's, I think, what's really infuriating about watching them right now are the ebbs and flows and the ceiling where it's at. The ceiling's pretty high. It's just the floor's pretty low, too, because of the mistakes that have been made.
So was that medium rare plus? How was that red meat he was serving up there? How was that prepared?
So you don't,
because that was red meat.
You don't believe the authenticity of his statement?
Well, how brave to come into Little Rock and predict Arkansas is going to provide an upset that will electrify. But I can't tell you which game it'll be. I mean, if he'd have come in and said, "Hey, they're going to beat Tennessee on Saturday night," that'd have been something. But I think that was medium rare plus that he served up there with the red meat.
That's the most bare minimum comment. Compliment.
As someone that used to work at Outback Steakhouse, I actually know what medium rare plus is.
Well, that was a red meat comment right there.
There were some odd orders that I took back in the day. I think for McElroy, he's most known for Arkansas fans with that game in 2010 where him and Ryan had a duel. Both quarterbacks threw a couple picks in that game. Talked about after that's the loudest stadium he's ever played. He's been complimentary of Arkansas before. This is not the first time, but I do agree it may have the fact that he was in a I would say 99% Arkansas room makes sense there. What I did find interesting is, and I've heard him talk about this before, he's very bullish on the idea that Texas A&M has hurt Arkansas since coming to the league, and I agree 1,000%. Like all of his South Lake buddies, he's a South Lake Carroll kid, the Dragons. They all went to Arkansas. There was a hog call at his wedding. You don't believe that either?
Oh, I
okay.
That there was a hog call at his wedding?
Yeah, apparently he had like 20 some odd Arkansas friends, and a lot of them. And I think nowadays, especially with Texas now entering the league, there's
no improper place for a hog call.
No, I would agree with you there. But he did that. I've said it. I mean, is LSU's my pick. If you're gonna pick an upset, it's LSU, just based on where it is in the schedule, based on where it is in their schedule, and based on the fact.
What games other than State and La Tech won't be upsets? I'll hang up and listen.
There's not a single one.
All right, so
they're all upsets. Do you disagree or agree on that with the Tigers on Arkansas State? If you're going to pick one upset.
You can pick an upset. I'm going to pick a home game. So, yeah, LSU or Ole Miss are the most likely upsets. I don't think State and Louisiana Tech at this point would be upset wins. So, you'd be a fool to not pick a home game. In Tennessee this Saturday, that'd be a mega upset. I mean, that would reshape the top 10 of college football, reshape the top 5 of college football.
Yeah, I don't know if Tennessee would drop outside the top 10, but definitely outside the top 5. They lost to Arkansas this week. I don't think it's going to happen, but
I don't either.
We've been wrong before. Hugh Freeze had some more comments about, and I don't even want to play the comments. Like I have them, I don't even want to play them, but he continues to dig himself a hole. For those that don't know, Auburn was up against Oklahoma for 45 minutes of that game, ended up losing to the Sooners. I thought that this was going to work. It's going in the opposite direction. Is he in a Brian Harsin situation where he won't even make it 2 years? Or does he have enough? The difference between those two.
What's his contract deal? I mean, how much money would they owe him?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't have that offhand, but
they paid a lot of coaches a lot of money to not work there.
Harsin was not recruiting at the rate that Hugh Freeze is right now, currently in Auburn, Alabama. But they're not beating Georgia and Athens this weekend. They're not beating Missouri and Columbia. That Kentucky and Lexington game got a whole lot more difficult after what they did and bought him away. Heck, Vanderbilt coming into Jordan-Hare Stadium is not as easy as it looked before the season. I don't think Auburn's above letting a coach go back-to-back less than 2-year stints.
No, I don't either. I mean, if they lose all those games you just listed, and I don't think they will, then yeah, he'll probably be gone after 2 years. And man, the shine will be way off Hugh Freeze. And how in the world did he ever accomplish what he did in the wins over Saban at Ole Miss?
People ask that question.
And how could he not recreate at Auburn what he did at Ole Miss and Liberty?
Doesn't that just seem like an Auburn fit that hasn't worked out? And are we making too much out of a year and a half?
His quarterback situation is not great, and that's his fault.
I mean,
that's his fault.
That's the correct answer. That's the most accurate way of detailing what's going on. He doesn't have a quarterback.
Mm-mm. I mean,
but it's his responsibility to get one, and it's never been easier to go get one than it is today in the transfer portal.
Which is what he did with Peyton Thorne the year before.
Where would they be just with Taylor Green?
Oh, he would.
Oh, they would be fine with him.
He would do anything to have Taylor Green as his starting quarterback right now. They don't have an exceptional offensive line. It's okay. I think you could make a case it's comparable, if not better, than Arkansas's at times, but it's not. Again, You're not used to Auburn being this porous offensively.
All right, that's your SEC update. It is brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Summer weather winding down, but the savings are heating up. In-ground pools, more affordable than ever right now. For a limited time, up to $14,000 off on fiberglass pools. And if you'll sign up right now for an Aquacrete pool with the premium vinyl finish, you're going to get a free hot tub to go along with it. Special savings to end the summer season, all at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, also in Greenland now with their newest showroom and online at burtonpools.com. 1 o'clock Saturday, we'll be live at the Stadium Shop in Fayetteville for Arkansas Game Day, brought to you by the Stadium Shop and by Sawyer Sunrooms. I know Robert and Elizabeth and the whole band family will be ready to go. I think it's going to be an atmosphere that's on point. They're going to have special deals and anything you need to wear to the stadium, be it a hat, be it a T-shirt, be it a Razorback shirt. You mentioned they're going to stripe out the stadium. So if you need something red or white based on the section you're in, Ty Roberts going to have it for you this Saturday, or get by any day this week and get game day ready when you go by the Stadium Shop.
It's going to be buy one, get one, half off regular price clothing. Plus, they've got some new Nike store apparel as well. I actually had a conversation with Robert this morning. We were chatting about it a little bit. So I'm excited to be back. I know 2 games in 6 is not what you want in Fayetteville, Arkansas, but good to have a top 5 opponent. And I say top, it's good to have the Hogs back this weekend. I a lot of times go directly to the opponent who they're playing, but it's good about having just Arkansas back in town this weekend. All right, we've got our CJ's Trivia Tuesday coming up. We've also got our Pro Hog update next segment as well. I shared this earlier about this story, and I want to go into a little more. An Arkansas couple was arrested for allegedly attempting to sell their 2-month-old baby at a campground for $1,000 and a 6-pack of beer. The Benton County Sheriff's Office said they received a call on September the 21st from the manager of Hideaway Campground reporting that the couple tried to give away the baby for what I just said, according to an affidavit WREG reported. The pair signed the letter granting custody of their child before handing the boy to someone else, which even included a disclaimer that the child could not be returned. Witnesses corroborated the story.
We're all lucky we grew up in homes where we were loved and taken care of.
You've tried to do that before with me, though. Just hadn't worked. No one would take me, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot less than $1,000 and a 6-pack of beer.
I wouldn't even do that with a dog.
No, I mean, that's just.
What
chance does that kid have? Best chance that kid has is being in another home.
Yeah, so it's not great. I
if everything we just heard you say is true, that's just beyond.
That seems like too crazy of a story for it not to be true. It's usually the opposite.
Did you say WR? Who?
WREG.
Where's that out of? I mean, that's not one of, obviously it's somewhere east of the Mississippi, but that's what threw me when you was reading that story.
Memphis.
Okay. Where is that campground? You said Benton County, though?
Not Benton County. Benton.
Benton. Oh.
Not Benton County. Not Northwest Arkansas. Okay. Well, hold on. Benton County.
That's what didn't connect with me. So
anyone know where the Hideaway campground is?
Place I guess you go to hide away, but makes me thankful that I was raised in a home with love and not and parents that wanted you.
Yeah.
Didn't always want my behavior or my attitude, but they wanted.
Don't have kids if you don't want them. That's the moral of the story.
If it was only that easy. So anyway,
but, I didn't mean to cause like tears. I figured you'd take this other way. You took it. You took
nothing
it this
funny
way.
about that.
And if you do have them, at least keep
You
them.
thought that was funny?
I kind of did.
Please explain. 'Cause I would love to hear what's funny about
that. This is in Arkansas. That they try to give over their kid for a back of beer and stuff. I get it where you're coming from, the kid side, but that's like so Arkansas it hurts. This is why people have their perception about us as Arkansans because of stories like this. That's what makes it's funny because it's ironic.
I think we need to have a moment of silence. Pause and reflect.
You got somber on me. I took it as another thing. You're taking it that way, and I guess I should have taken it that way. I apologize to anyone.
Spoken like a 29-year-old
who's never had
with no kids.
I've got plenty of. I've got
and
nieces.
no suspects of candidates to have one anytime soon with.
I've got nieces and nephews. Just no.
See, one of the best things about having kids is you get to take them for things like ice cream. I was at a golf tournament yesterday at Andy's Frozen Custard. You give a kid a cup of ice cream. An ice cream cone, that makes their day. Puts a smile on their face.
Shove the cone in their face.
Yeah.
Filled with frozen custard.
Yeah, take them over to Andy's. There's 2 locations in Conway, one on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, and another in North Little Rock. And put a smile on that kid's face. In fact, you can get a Pick 6 and take home a 6-pack with their Pick 6 mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect game time treat. I tried the chocolate yesterday at the Crawford County Chamber of Commerce tournament. It was awesome. That's all at Andy's Frozen Custards, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway, and JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock for Andy's Frozen Custards.
You know how I have heard when it comes to children, not that I've had any of my own, but like you love your son, but like you really, really love your daughter. My dad was in like tears, and this is technically just his stepdaughter, but he was in like tears. He actually officiated the wedding this past weekend.
Oh, he did?
He did. Grant Baylor Brad did a fantastic job. Me and my brother-in-law had a bet of how many times he would get choked up. The over-under was set at 2.5. He hit 4. So we won.
Has he walked one down the aisle? Yeah, I guess he has.
Yes.
You've got.
Yes, he has. He's got.
That was hard.
3. I think he's done it for all 3. But yeah, they adore him, and he adores them right back. So that is I guess as I reflect back on the callousness that I just kind of echoed throughout the radio, I am lucky like you were to have a father that deeply cares about me as an individual. And despite my many stupid, not just rants, but things I've done in 29 years on this earth, he continues to love me regardless of my
shortcomings.
Thank you, Big C. Is that a good way?
So you want to apologize for the callousness you just showed?
I think
you want to lead. You want to lead the moment of silence. How about a word of prayer? Would you like to lead us in a word of prayer?
I don't think anyone would actually think it was authentic if I went forward from that. But yeah, I thought that was going to go one way, and it went another. And
well, the next time someone's tried to auction off a child at an RV park, probably just pass on that story.
Pass on it.
Just pass on that story.
I didn't name the parents.
They're not parents. They're scum.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're scum. Hey, I don't know how to transition into our friends at Gaston's, but
you did good with the ice cream.
Well, you can probably put a smile. Take that kid to Gaston's, put a smile on their face. There you go. You know, nothing is better parent time with your kids than fishing. And Gaston's makes it easy with their great guides that take care of all the details. I'm going to tell you, I don't need to be driving a boat with my kids in it. I've done it. But, man, on the White River, where times when they got current going, you need an expert to do that. And they make sure everybody's safe, everything's great. They take care of the kids. And I'm telling you, I've taken my kids fishing at Gaston's. Their guides do such a great job of teaching and showing patience. 2 things I am not good at as a father: tying all the little tight, intricate knots, and trying to fit that fishing line. that you can barely see in the sunlight through the eye of that hook. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, that's why they're worth every dime you pay to go fishing at a place like Gaston's. 870-431-5202. 870-431-5202. Kid friendly at Gaston's White River Resort. A first class time every time.
ESPN bracketologist Joe Lenardi here with my favorite number one seed, the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
You guys are the best.
This is the Morning Rush. The Henry family laid the foundation for sports media in this state, and that foundation still stands strong to this day. The Greater Fort Smith Association of Home Builders knows a thing or two about a good foundation, and they're proud to sponsor Clay Henry's latest column. Be sure to check out the Parade of Homes happening on October 4th through the 6th and 11th through the 13th from noon to 5 daily. Don't miss Clay's columns every week, only on hitthatline.com.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
At the toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality, price, and comfort you like, the savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco.
For hard work and the great outdoors.
End of season savings are yours right now on Kubota hay equipment at Gray Brothers, including the new DM Series disc mowers, or try Kubota's DM Series trail mowers. And for the prettiest bale of hay on the market, try Kubota's VV Series round baler. With Gray Brothers low pricing and great interest rates from Kubota, it's time for your new hay equipment. That's Gray Brothers equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro Diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I hate to interrupt an actual sports conversation on a sports talk radio program to bring back up sleep apnea.
Trips right for Taylor Green. He gets the snap, looks to throw. Four-man rush. Green spins away, still looking. He's going to heave it downfield. He's got a man open. It is caught. Touchdown, Arkansas. Isaiah Satania.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, before we get to our CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers trivia question, I want to remind you tomorrow we're going to be live at the Tankersley Food Show. Tankersley Foods celebrating their 80th year. They're going to have the morning rush and halftime, both there tomorrow. It's at the Fort Smith Convention Center. Ty, I don't think you were there last year. I went over
No, I
and
didn't catch the invite.
accompanied the guys from halftime there. And I'm telling you, this is a fat man's paradise we're going to be entering into tomorrow. Every kind of food you can imagine will be there. From, great desserts. And they'll have, so if you're a restaurant owner, you operate any kind of, place where you're serving food, convenience stores, all kinds of things. They have got vendors on hand. And there are probably well over 100 different booths and stations. You can go and sample everything from steak to shrimp to the Crispitos you get out of the hot box at the at your favorite, gas station you stop at. So, there is something for everyone. Desserts, chips, cheese dip. You name it, you're going to find it there. And so we'll just get to wander around and eat food tomorrow.
Am I going to be allowed there after the story that I just shared? And the way I shared it?
Who was it that
Brandon
said here?
Paris.
Brandon and Paris said, people not allowed to speak for the rest of the week. Hugh Freeze and Ty. Jordan and Green Forest says Ty's about to get blasted. And then Jeff from Springdale lets us know it's from
Keep it coming.
This campground is near Rocky Branch on Beaver Lake. So, Ty, this is not funny, says Dalen and Hot
My
Springs.
sense of humor needs some work after that story and after the feedback that we just received. I'm used to getting ridiculed from 2 to 7 on these airwaves, but not necessarily on the morning rush. But I think this is probably deserved. My friends tell me from time to time I walk into things that I do myself. I think this might be a perfect example of that.
Again, a moment of silence. Thank you.
All right, can we talk? Can we talk about some Bro Hogs?
3rd and 1. He's right on the screws, and here they go. And there's a touchdown. Hunter Henry. Wide open.
Spot down kick on the way by Bates. Got the distance. Does he have the direction? Yes, sir. Knocks it through.
All right, we heard some highlights from Arkansas's own Hunter Henry, Razorback Jake Bates. Detroit Lions won last night, Big C. Let's see, 42-29, I think it was.
That's correct.
The Detroit Razorbacks, as I like to call them, and Ragnow didn't even play last night.
No, we'll get to that in just a second. It was quite an interesting game. But first we'll start with Traylon Burks. He had 1 catch for 13 yards last night in the Titans' 31-12 win over the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. The other Monday Night Football game, the one you just mentioned, the Lions and Seahawks. Lions won 42-29. Goff went 18 for 18, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Skipper and company did a good job with protection last night.
Yeah, I saw him on. I think that one was on ABC and the other one was on ESPN. I did see Dan on the television screen a couple times.
Jake Bates did not attempt a field goal, but he was 6 for 6 on extra points. And as you were just talking about, Frank Ragnow did not play due to a partially torn pectoral muscle.
Yeah, hopefully he gets okay. He's their Pro Bowl center, and they mentioned that a couple times in the broadcast, and yet Detroit didn't seem to miss him that much as they steamrolled Seattle.
Hunter Henry had 2 catches for 12 yards in the Patriots' 30-13 loss to the 49ers. And for the Patriots defense, Dietrich Wise Jr. had 2 solo tackles, 4 assisted, 1 sack, and a pass deflection. In the Jaguars' 24-20 loss to the Texans, Cam Little went 2 for 2 in field goals with a long of 52 yards. On the defensive side of the ball, Monteric Brown had 5 solo tackles, 3 assisted, 3 pass deflections. Jeremiah Ledbetter had 1 solo tackle and a sack.
Is it, Tommy, is it the Ashdown Panthers? Is that their mascot? That is their mascot? That's kind of closer to your neck of the woods, if I remember right, Big C.
Ashdown is south of Mean to Queen, down southwest.
Is it southwest? Okay, I was thinking of southeast, but southwest. So I know they're very proud of what Monteric has done through his these first couple games.
And wrapping it up, Cam Curl had 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted against the Bears in the Rams' 24-18 loss to Caleb Williams.
We'll have some more Pro Hogs with some other sports coming up. We've got MLB playoffs starting up. Tommy, I can't remember the last time we mentioned, of course, the passing of Pete Rose, 83 years old, but we do have MLB playoffs to look forward to and on these radio stations too.
Yeah. So, all right, that's your Pro Hog updates brought to you by the Hickey and Hole Law Partners. 4 locations around the state to help you. So whether you're in Benton or Bentonville or any point in between, they got you covered. They're in Mena, they're in Little Rock, they're in Bentonville or Northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, Rogers area, and also in Fort Smith. They've got over 7 decades of experience they can put to work for you with their team, and they would love to help you through any issue you've got. If you're unfortunately going through a divorce or a custody battle, criminal or civil matter, their experience is there to aggressively represent you from your corner. Call 479-434-2414 today, 434-2414, or go to kevinhickeylaw.com.
All right, before we get into our CJ's trivia, I have a pre-trivia question. Do you guys know what Jared Goff went completion last night? Any idea?
What do you mean, like the percentage?
Yeah, what did he?
100%.
100%. He was 18 for 18. He had a catch for a touchdown as well. That doesn't happen in the National Football League.
Nope.
He was on fire. And funny enough, Campbell didn't give the game ball to him. He gave the game ball because he didn't know he was perfect. And during the course of a game, head coaches aren't like keeping tally. Oh, he's 6 for 6, 7 for 7. But
someone's got to tell them that.
Yeah, he gave it to Amaron St. Brown, and I think a defensive player too. But they were having some fun about that after the game. But Goff was fantastic last night. Detroit Lions could be in the NFC Championship again. We'll have to wait and see. All right, that was a pre-trivia question. Now it's time for the real one. 877-377-6963 is our number if you want to win a CJ's $25 gift card.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
It's delicious.
There must be 50 customers out there. It's unbelievable.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
You know, it's nearly been 20 years since Arkansas started 2-0 in the Southeastern Conference in football.
Is those sick?
You did it this time.
I didn't know what your question was.
It's hard. It's hard to hold back.
All right, I got to think of something on the fly.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't know what your question was.
Christian's done it once. Well, it's on the rundown. Christian's done it once. You've done it once. I got to find another question.
2006, the last time you were 2-0.
Okay, what am I?
All right. When's the last time you were
3-0? Okay. So, when is the last time? Tommy got it right. He just unfortunately answered.
All right, I'm going to CJ's. I know what's for lunch today. All right.
That's the second
Bring
answer.
on that fry sauce.
All right. When's the first time you've gone 2-1 in the Southeastern Conference? And it would be the first time.
The first time or the last time?
Sorry, last time. Last time you've gone 2-1 in the conference. This would be the first time under Stan Pittman you'd start 2-1, according to the game notes. Our number, 877-377-6963.
I can tell you this, they were 2-0 in 06. I know that.
Yes, the last time that you've gone 2-1 in SEC play. Sam Pittman has never done it in his tenure. Man, that'd be great Monday morning if they found a way to win. I'd be as jolly as Santa Claus right before Christmas. 2-1. When is the last time Arkansas football has been 2-1 in this league?
Was it Chad Morris? Did Chad Morris do it?
I can't say that.
It was not one of those seasons?
It was not one of those seasons. I can 100% tell you with authenticity that it was not one of those seasons after fact
not
check.
2019.
You need to go fact check.
Yeah, I'm fact-checking right now.
You've got the program. You've got the program. It wasn't in 2019.
They call these media guides.
Media guides. What I say, programs. Yeah. What's the difference between that and what you get at a game for a program? Are they the same, or are they just
the media guide? This is the walking history of the program right here in your very hand.
But what's the difference between the?
Well, they don't have all the stuff.
The extra stuff. All right, Christian, who we got on the line?
Quentin in Clarksville.
All right, Quentin. When is the last time Arkansas started 2-1 in SEC play?
2011.
That is correct. 2011. Big Q. The last time Arkansas, we referred to that 2011 season earlier. Tyler Wilson, Jarius Wright, where Tyler threw over 500 yards against Texas A&M, and then you actually beat the Aggies for one of only 4 times in Jerry World since that series began. And unfortunately, didn't really go your way since 2014. But yes, 2011, the last time that they started. When I saw that stat, that 2-0 stat that you answered correctly earlier, congratulations, I didn't realize it was that long. Like, from 2007 to 2024, you have not had a 2-0 start in the SEC. And I think, you tell me if I'm wrong on this, I think one of the reasons that you always play like Alabama first or second game.
Yeah, you didn't. Alabama's always at the end of September.
And you didn't beat Alabama from 2007 to 2023. So it would make sense that you did not start 2-0 in the Southeastern Conference with Bama being where it was on the schedule.
I think, and I'm just looking at this, so I think I'd be right. Just looking here real quick.
Are you rebuking my answer? Is that answer wrong?
No, I'm not rebuking anything. Because how many did they win in a row in 06 in conference play before they lost?
To LSU, 7.
LSU. So, yeah, I mean, so before that, I guess it was 98 would be the last time you were in 3-0.
Geez, that is a long
Because I'm looking back
Tommy.
here. I'm looking back because you had a loss at Bama in 99 in September. You had a loss to Georgia in September in 2000. Tennessee early in 01. You lost to Bama in 02. I think that was the Shad Williams game, I remember right. Night game and 8 o'clock start. He went 80 on the first.
You talk about that.
God, it was so disappointing.
I have these highlights ingrained in my head. That's the one I feel like you've brought up the most since we've done this show as a painful one. Ugh.
Let's see. In 03, you started out 4-0 with 2 overtimes. That was the game where you played down there, if I remember right. And
Chris
Balsero in overtime, double overtime. The game was delayed by weather. I remember that game very well.
I love Bama kickers. That was
But then you lost after that 3 in a row. Lost to Auburn, lost to Florida, and lost to Ole Miss.
Don't get me started on that Florida game. That's the game.
04 you didn't do it. 05 you didn't do it. 06 you did. So, yeah, you'd have to go back to 98 before that to find a 3-0 start.
Well,
what was it? What did you say? 7 in a row it was. You lost to USC in 06. Then you reeled off.
You know what's crazy about that, Tommy, is you've got the media guide in front of you. Clay Henry.
It was 10 wins in a row is what it was.
Clay Henry can do that in his head. I don't know how he does that. I've got about a 10, 15
I
year
can too, but it's usually not right. I mean, Clay does what Clay says is right. Usually I can rattle all that off, but it may not be accurate.
All right, that is our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question. We do it every single Tuesday, courtesy of our friend Keith Wilson at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in both Russellville and in Fayetteville. I know for this weekend, for example, Tennessee in town, you're going to have a lot of people looking for a great burger. Well, look no further than CJ's, and it's an awesome spot to get the fries, milkshake, the whole kit and caboodle. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. Let me tell you. They are at CJ. You just really wanted that burger, didn't you?
Yeah, that was it.
Answered it early. Well, that's going to do it for us here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. Appreciate everyone joining us. Had a good conversation with our buddy Tom Murphy, who's going to join us later on Thursday. And then also Bruce Stanton as well, who residential Tennessee fan that comes on the program, gave some really good insight on their team as you get to face them off Saturday, 6:30 ABC, and our pregame coverage beginning at the Stadium Shop at 1 that day. So for Tommy Kraft, Big C, that's going to do it for us on the Morning Rush. Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones coming up next.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver